It's early. 12/19/2020 Saturday. 10 a.m. Had energy before I decided to go make a bowl of popcorn to eat. Look, see? Sweatshop stuff, probably. I'm sure it was made in China. Let me see. Or India. Yep, it was made in China, but it says it's BPA free, but, you know, that's not the point. Mm. 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 Inorganic garlic salt. And a bunch of bad memories of me sleeping in my brother's car because my mother could not force me to commit disability fraud. So she had me legally evicted. And what was that? October. Let's see. September, October, November, December. And then 8 months later, less than a year later, the bitch lost her left leg. So that's what you get. Okay, so that's me talking right there. Yeah, so today's date is, let's see, it's Saturday, December 19th, 2020, and the time is 5:38 a.m., whatever time zone I'm in. I'm not going to say what time zone I'm in, but the reason why I'm recording this is because I wanted to let y'all know that my fucking organs, the ones that have like cancer or pre-cancer rather in them, are fucking hurting right now. And I just wanted to tell you that I don't plan on having anything removed from my body. On the contrary, it's actually something I plan on keeping. I didn't trust the doctors that I spoke to because they first, when I got the phone call, I was on the phone with my, see, in earlier, like in this video, but I said my partner, but he's my former partner because this nigga lied about his visa status and he lied about his whereabouts. He said he was back in India and he was really right over in fucking California, you know, where, like in the city that we met in, like literally right around the corner from where I was staying at the time because I moved around a lot when I was in California. I'm not in California right now, but I mean, who's to say that I don't? Well, okay, I'm not going back because the place fucking sucks. But anyways, I'm okay kind of for now. I don't really trust the landlord or the people who live downstairs and stuff like that. But the main focus is right now is to get treatment for the pre-cancer cells that I have in my body. So what I'm going to do is, there's a fundraiser on GoFundMe. I don't know what it's called yet, but it'll be in the description box below the video. And then I'm also going to put my email address in there, which is kaorukitsune@protonmail.ch. So I'll spell that for you. So that's KAORUKITXYN as in niggas, E at PROTON as in nope, M as in money, AIL.CH like cat and then house. And then if you can offer me some financial assistance before the fundraiser over, that's something I would appreciate, because right now my house is a mess because the person who I was in a relationship with, or rather, no, I was in a relationship with him, but like I thought I was in a real relationship. Turns out they lied about everything. My house is still a mess from when we moved here in June, from a road trip that I really wanted to take myself. Again, turns out motherfuckers right there in California, literally maybe a mile and a half away from where I was living at the time, which was a really shitty Airbnb. So Christmas is in a few days. I really would like a light bright for Christmas, but I would prefer to buy it myself. But thank you for anybody who is considering sending me one. That's something that I really appreciate. So, yes, this is the big fundraiser to make sure that I have a place to live. I can put a little bit of it into my business, which is a bakery, pizzeria, and then Lemon Bar Productions, which is my film company that's going to hire all black people all the time. What's up, niggas? And it's for, let's say, like, it's like age players, furries, faggots, and black people. I think I put niggers on there. Because, oh man, like, the word nigger didn't really mean anything to me. It's just, I mean, y'all should look it up. Like, it actually came from white people not knowing how to say a word. And then they were just like, nigger. So, like, what's up? It's just like I used to be offended by the word queer when I got to San Francisco. And I was like, oh, we reclaimed it. So, like, it's not reclaiming it. It's just, I don't care. I'm not going to sit here and explain myself. But, like, if you want to help, I would really appreciate it. So, I do need to set my appointment with the doctor of my choice. And I found a few. And then maybe I'm going to go get treatment somewhere else. I'm not going to say where because I'm really private about that part of my life. But I need to start now because it literally, it's just sitting in my body waiting to turn into cancer. And because the person whom I thought I was in an honest relationship with versus being in a relationship under false pretenses, which is how I wound up, you know, blank, 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 blank in the first place. You know, like, well, here I am now. It's actually how I have pre-cancer in my body because I didn't get the opportunity to focus on myself this summer because this idiot was around really just trying to stop me from going forward and doing stuff after I explicitly made it clear that I wasn't really interested in him at the time. And then I was getting ready to head off because he'd been trying to abuse me in the hotel room I was in. You know, narcissists like to isolate people. And he didn't tell anybody he was in a relationship. Well, literally, like I said, well, he was like, you know, 2 or 3 miles away. And then abusing me in a hotel room, starving me, thirsting me, because I'm thinking this bitch is in India. Turns out, again, right around the corner. And I found this out from one of his former housemates back at like the end of November of this year, November 2020. I don't remember the date, but like, no, it was like 2 days before fucking Thanksgiving. That's when it was. So it was like November 24th, 2020. I found it out in my house, so thudding out my chest. But I'm gonna keep going because I talk a lot. So I want to make sure that I'm safe. I need to book my appointments and start paying for my treatment. So I'm gonna put my email address in there somewhere, and then if you want to give something to me financially that will help me move quicker, I would appreciate it, because the main thing is that the GoFundMe fundraiser, that can take a little while. Like, that's not something that's gonna happen overnight, but I do need to go pick up stuff to like go and get better. Like, I need to go do that right now. Like today, which currently is today's date, as I said, it was Saturday, December 19th, 2020. That would be fantastic. But what I need to do is I need to go get stuff right now to go do it. I need to book my appointments. I need to get like everything ready, like the medication and stuff that I'm going to have to take. Because I don't trust the doctors that I spoke with. When I told them that I was going to keep my organs, the bitch was like, really? You know, and I told my former partner that, because I still talk to him, because we have some contractual agreements together that I'm looking forward to getting rid of soon, so I don't have to talk to him, you know, any more past this, because it makes me really, really sick. That I told him to call the clinic and tell him that I wasn't going to be going, and then this bitch called me back. And I was asleep, like I was knocked the fuck out, and she was like, oh, hi, yeah, somebody called and said that you weren't gonna be, you know, coming. And I was like, first of all, I was asleep, so I don't remember the fucking conversation I had initially. Hold on. But I was somewhat conscious enough to remember, like, being like, I've just, like, oh yeah, that was my roommate that called, because that's what I'm referring to him as at this point. But if I need his assistance, like, to do something, he'll do it. Because he's in trouble. He's a bitch. So, but, like, he's here if I need him to be. You know, now that he done got busted. But he pledges his allegiance to me, so say. That's only because you got in trouble and we have contracts. It's like having a kid, I guess. Like, fuck, I can't get away from it. Anyway, well, not anyways, but the girl's like, oh, yeah, okay, like, you know, Dr. Blank really cares about you. And she's like, oh, are you going to do, like, holistic treatments? And I have not told anybody what kind of treatments I'm going to be doing. It's none of y'all fucking business. I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing because it's personal. You know? There's other things, like, I'm not telling anybody what kind of treatments I've decided to do, but I'm not doing a stereotypical treatment of having my fucking organs removed. I'm not doing that, but, like, there's other things that you can do to take care of yourself when you have cancer or pre-cancer. Actually, I don't know what you can do when you have cancer because I don't have cancer. I have pre-cancer. And, yeah, I don't want to disrespect anybody who does have cancer or who has, you know, died from cancer. Scares the fuck out of me saying that. Or someone who overcame it. I don't want to disrespect that because pre-cancer is different from cancer. But I want to get it out of my body and I want to heal it. You know, or try to heal it rather. Well, not try to heal it. Like I want to heal it. I want to take care of it before it turns into cancer. Because cancer spreads, and right now I have the opportunity to take care of myself before that happens. So I don't have any food right now, again, because of my former partner. My house is a fucking mess because I don't have the energy to clean it up, neither mentally or physically. And my house has not been set up, like it's been boxed up since we moved here, or since he moved me here in June. And I'm not saying that like as a loose way, like I really didn't want him to do that, and he came and parked his ass in my house, walking around in his fucking drawers, like he fucking lived here, and only, like I said, only come to find out that this nigga went back to his house on the other side of town, you know, in California, and was just like, oh yeah, I have to go do this, and I have to go make some more money, and it turns out this bitch did not have a fucking job. And then he lied again about his whereabouts. And when I called his house the first time, because I found the landline online, I called and the dude handed him the phone, and I said, hey, I said his name, and I said, are you in that city? And he said, no. He said, oh, he just called, he just called and connected me. And, that was the first giveaway. And that was back in August. Okay, so, like, this was not confirmed until, like I said, this wasn't confirmed until November 24, 2020. He wanted to stay. No. I was talking to my cat. My cat peed on my bed, and he cannot come up here anymore. He wanted to stay until after the election. No, dude, I'm good. The whole time, he was trying to find a job while he left me here in a really bad situation to keep his sorry ass in the United States. And dude, you had, this nigga had, dude, you had 6 fucking years. Like, nigga, you had, like, my nigga, like, dude, you had 6 fucking years to get your shit together, okay? If you did not take the time to get your shit together and invest in a degree that you were interested in, and you couldn't get a job, in 6 years, you gotta go. It means that you don't have anything to contribute to the American economy or the American society, and ICE will happily escort you out the country. So I don't feel bad for him because, like, bitch, I wish I'd had fucking 6 years to focus on my fucking life without having abusive parents and abusive siblings getting in the way of it, and then abusive, psychotic, megalomaniac bosses who wanted to have like a personal / sexual relationship with me. And then this idiot who I met on March 31st, 2020, outside houseless, sitting in front of a CVS with my shopping cart filled with all of my belongings and my 2 animals, only for this nigga to look at me as a target for somebody to take advantage of. Well, he found out real quick that that wasn't going to happen, so he left. But regardless of how he left, it still left me in a bad situation. That whole time I could focus on myself. And again, been here for 6 months. My house is still not set up at all. And I don't have the strength and energy to do it. It turns out he sold his assets to keep up a lie. He sold his 401k. He sold his car, although that was something he was going to do before I came along, because he said he had bills and shit to pay. And I'm like, what bills did you have to pay? You were a fucking boarder in a house for fucking free. You didn't even have to buy your own food. But then, when it came down to like setting up a business, he didn't want to help me do that. Like, he would buy me junk, like $400 worth of hair, easily stuff I could have bought myself. But then, he changed the dynamic of the relationship from, okay, well, to I'm gonna help you set up, to I'm gonna take care of you. And I was like, okay, that's not a problem, but let's get a lawyer. I need a lawyer. I need a business. I want to set this stuff up. Like, you trying to change things isn't going to detract me from what I originally am going to do. And I guess he realized it, because he took off and left me here again, only for me to find out from his housemate that this motherfucker had just left the country while I was dealing with a rather bad cycle in my body. Something that hadn't happened in a long time. And when it did happen, oh boy, it was a mess. And he could have been right here with me. He also, if he really cared, not only about him, himself, but also me, he could have gotten a job in the city that I'm staying in. But he chose not to. His goal was to try and stop somebody, because he had his own life that was fucked up. It's like, in the process of you destroying me, or hurting me, I would say, because I'm not destroyed, but I did get hurt by it a little bit. In the process of that, he wound up completely ruining his life. Like, you came here when you were 30, you sold your 401k, you liquidated all your assets, you lost your car. Again, I had nothing to do with it. You were doing it before. And then, you sold everything, you racked up large amounts of credit card debt, your credit union account got closed, you fucked up your credit here and in India. And it's like, why did you even come here? You literally are right back where you were 6 years ago before you came here. And actually, you were better off before you came here, because you fucked up your credit, everything. You put yourself in debt, and then you lied to your friend Surya, about your whereabouts, lying, say you were in India and you borrowed money from him. He had no problem borrowing money from people to keep up a lie. So with that being said, well, it left me to suffocate, and I don't want to suffocate anymore. So, I will leave my email down there in the link below. Also, I want to tell you, Gmail is not letting Proton Mail, send email to Gmail users. So, yeah, there's a problem with that. I only use Proton Mail. I don't use Gmail, because as much as I like Google, sometimes, for their photo and video services and stuff, and YouTube and AdSense, I don't like my emails being scanned to send me advertisements. I don't like that. So maybe take a hint, Google. I'm happy to use your search. I love YouTube, but I don't like my shit being scanned. So you remember a few years ago when y'all were saying, oh, have your friends switch over from Yahoo to Gmail, and that was 15 years ago. Well, now Proton Mail is saying, hey, speaking of this incident, because Proton Mail sent all of us, they sent all of us, an update saying that right now Gmail is not accepting emails from Proton Mail, and it bounced back and it will say that the email failed. It's a problem. So I'll try to think of a way to do that, but it's not, unless you're on Proton Mail's server, I'm not going to be able to respond to you. And again, this is really personal, and I don't want anybody scanning my shit. I don't want people looking through my fucking messages. So I think I can receive mail from you if you're at Gmail, but I can't respond, meaning I can type in a response and I can send it, but you're not going to get it. It's just going to bounce back to Proton Mail, because Google is rejecting mail from Proton Mail. So I can't do anything about that. But please email me anyway. I don't use Cash App. I don't use Venmo, because it's owned by PayPal, who supports Donald Trump, and I'm a person of color, so I ain't doing that. So just email me, and then we'll figure out a way on how to get money to me very, very quickly. Nothing, stop short of giving you my actual bank account details. I'll figure this out. Also, if anybody can reach out to Danny Gonzalez, the YouTuber, G-O-N-A, let's see, Gonzalez, L-E-Z. That'd be great. I want to work with you, Danny, on a film, maybe? And I can't email you because I'm on Proton Mail server and your email is on Gmail's server. So, you know what? Actually, I just realized something. If you follow me on Twitter at like the @ sign, Kitsune, Kitxyne, that would be good. And then we can talk there if you want to send me some money and we can exchange details there. But yeah, I'm a real person. I've been on Twitter since 2009 in April. My original account got suspended because I threatened Onision for being a child groomer, so I got suspended. But I have 2 more Twitter accounts. It's at, like the @ sign, thegayestgoth, all one word, _ and then I also have at Kitsune, that's Kitxyn as in Negro, E. I'm more active on Kitsune right now than the gayestgoth _ I got suspended on the gayestgoth with the _ at the end because I have very like colorful language and I'm not, you know, so I got I got suspended for like 7 days. So like I just reopened Kitsune, restart Kitsune rather, but like I guess I should start tweeting from both of those accounts. But yes, so please contact me on at Kitsune, that's at it. I learned that word from my former partner, and that's Kitxyn as in Negro, E, and then we'll go from there. But I'll also send, like I said, if you're on the Proton Mail server, or if you're on Yahoo, if you're on any server except Gmail, then we can talk. But again, Proton Mail at Gmail, Gmail is not allowing Proton Mail to mail to them anymore, and Proton Mail's like, oh, Google might fix it. I'm like, I doubt it. It's like they really want to scan your emails to sell stuff to you, and I'm not about that. And I don't want, you know, people like knowing about like my cancer treatments and stuff. And that's both public and private because that's a private thing. So maybe I'll talk about it, you know, but not right. Maybe, but maybe I'll talk about it later, but not right now. Or maybe never. I don't know. It's not really anybody's business, you know. I don't want anybody to know about like what's going on in my fucking life. So yeah, that's all. That would be great. I really just need some food. Also, big thing. My car, my poor little car, got hit on July 22nd, 2020, and my partner, former partner, he knew and he did not come. He pretended he was in India. Again, he was right there in California, didn't come, and my car has been sitting in the parking lot, like in the parking area for like 5 months. Let me see, July, August, September, October, November. Yes, 5 months unrepaired, and it's going to be about $5,000 to fix it. It's probably going to be a little bit more than that. The insurance company said it was total, but that's not true. My car's not fucking totaled. They just said that if the cost of the repair of the car costs more than you paid for the car, and the car was $6,000, then they were like, no, we're not going to give you money for it, so they only gave me $2,000 plus, which my former partner stole part of. So yeah, he stole money from me twice. He also almost burned my house down out of negligence, because my house like smelled like cat piss, and he didn't want to clean it up, so I told him I didn't have an appetite, and then he went and cooked anyway, and then he came in my room and was talking to me, and then I heard the fucking smoke alarm go off, and it turns out he was gonna cook anyway and try to force feed me my food. He's gonna cook my food in my house and try to force feed me, and he almost burned my fucking house down. And I mean, I was angry. I was, ooh. And I'm not gonna talk about what happened after that, because like it was fucked up. Because I was like, you just endangered like the people who live downstairs, me, you, and then the people who live next door. Like, at the time, like, my city was like a fucking tinderbox, as quoted by a lawyer I'd spoken to. And it was like fire season, and like all it would take is like, and I guarantee you, my house and the neighbor's house would have gone up in fucking flames, and like everybody could have gotten killed, or the little girl who lives downstairs, she could have gotten killed. You know, and it was all because he was like, well, I'm gonna do what I want to do anyway, and I don't fucking care. But you know, like, it didn't like come across as like him being malicious, but it was more like, I don't care, I'm gonna do what I want to fucking do, okay? And that's that. But he never said those words. He just would do the actions and then just present them, you know, nicely. Like, I guess I was supposed to be an idiot and go, oh, okay, it's fine. So yeah, and I took care of him, you know, for doing that shit. Like, we had to talk about that. Nice long talk. Right in the doorway of the kitchen. Because I was like, boy, you almost burned my fucking house down. And, like, I'm not happy, man. So, I'm not happy, you know, about this shit. And but it is what it is. The only thing I can do is fix it, so I'm reaching out right now and I'm asking people for help because I cannot do this by myself. So if you contact me on @Kitsune, that's KITXYN as in nigga, on Twitter, then we can talk about it, or you could send me an email at karukitsune@protonmail.ch. That's KAORUKITXYN as in nigga, at Proton, PROTON as in nigga, M as in money, AIL.CH, C as in cat, H as in house. Yeah, that I would appreciate it very much. I want to have my house fixed up before fucking Christmas, because Christmas is literally like soon. And I want to have my car fixed before the fucking new year. Like, I just don't want to go into 2020 with a broken car and like no money and no food, and then like that pre-cancer in my body turns into cancer. By the way, when that bitch did call me, she's like, oh, Dr. Blank really cares about you, and she's like, so what other treatments you gonna do? I'm like, bitch, I'm not in your fucking care anymore. It don't fucking matter, ho. Fucking white people, man, like nosy ass motherfuckers. Like, bitch, I told you I'm done with you. Oh, cause someone called earlier. It's like, yeah, it was my roommate. Oh, well, you know, Dr. Blank really cares about you. Bye, bitch. So yeah. Thanks. All right. Bye.